we're going to go into Google Drive because I think, we have been talking about Google Drive for 5 years now, but the sharing settings are still confusing. There's a lot of options in there. And so, what do they all mean? Okay. We're going to go through each of these things. These are the same sharing settings that you'll see across the board with all of our products. So, this is really, really good, important information. We typically stick to 3 sharing settings. I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. So, the bottom is the most restricted. It says off and specific people, which means that it's currently just going to be shared with you, or you have typed in somebody else's email address and it's just shared between the two of you. It's the most restricted, and most of our documents and presentations and that kind of stuff default to off and specific people. It would not default to this if you had put it in a folder that you had also shared. So, speaking of which, you can share folders this way as well. So, if you share a folder, and this is what we recommend maybe for your web page, if you're putting resources out for parents, share the folder with the top one on anyone with the link. And that means everything underneath that or everything inside that folder is automatically shared for you. So let Google do the work for you. So moving up here, the next option we have, and many of us use this, if you click that get shareable link, and I know some of you know what I'm talking about, get shareable link, it's going to default to this. Anyone at TSC with the link can view, which means that the teachers and students in our corporation are able to access that content. For some of us, that's going to be enough. However, if we're looking at opening communication with parents and making sure that they're on the same page as their students, that won't be enough. Same thing with our web pages. If I have a teacher web page, I want to make sure that it's shared outside of TSC. Unfortunately, things default to within TSC, and we actually have to change it so that it's outside of TSC. And I'm sure many of you have been running across that over the last several weeks. And then finally, the second from the top, this is what I say, this is what I recommend for teachers if they don't mind things being outside of TSC or available outside of TSC, is this fourth one here. On anyone with the link, and then it's going to default to can view. That's parents or other people outside of TSC are able to access your content. They have to have the link in order to access your content. The top option here, we typically stay away from, but this would make your content searchable within Google. So on public on the web, that's the difference between the top one and the second one. Top one is going to be searchable. The second one is going to be just anyone with a link. So we really stick to these 3, and those are going to be, that's going to cover 99% of your needs in terms of how you're going to share items within Google.